So we got the movie Love Ya Pa / Love Today as a romantic comedy movie, Hindi spoken with English subtitles, and it's also releasing just in time for the Valentine's Day holiday season. This movie is made from India, and to be very honest with you, this is the first Bollywood movie or movie from India that I saw in theaters, let alone reviewing on this YouTube review channel. Because I'm thinking as I'm doing this review, I'm like, is there something else that I've seen that I'm not mentioning? No, this is the first time. Love Ya Pa is a remake from the Tamil film Love Today, which I didn't even know it was a remake until after I saw the movie in theaters and doing research before doing this YouTube review for you guys. A boyfriend and girlfriend want to take the relationship to the next level and potentially get married when the father wants them to swap the phones to see if they can be trusted. Things quickly ensue as both of them search deep into each other's device to see if the person they're dating is one of them and can be saved in terms of repairing the damaged relationship if it needs to be so. So begs the question, should you swap your phones? And even if you do swap your phones, is there some shady things going on that can save your relationship or repair it if it has been damaged? Find out as we talk about it. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I was just searching up romance movies that are releasing in theaters for the Valentine's Day holiday season here in the United States. So I saw this movie, I'm like, this is definitely not in my language. So I go to the YouTube channel, I pull up the trailer, I put up 15 and 30 seconds. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is very interesting because two things. First, I love you and I thank you. Second, I normally don't watch trailers for movies that I see in theaters, but for this, something that I don't even know what it is about. I mean, I saw the poster and I knew it was relationships and romance. So yeah, I go to the trailer. I'm like, this looks like something that I would want to watch. And keep in mind, I don't know the language. I don't know the culture. I did like it because it was a different world perspective. Now, I do believe love, romance, and relationships have a universal love language, so anyone could see themselves in terms of the characters and the relatable situations. Although I'm here in the States, I will not deny myself a romance movie that comes from a different part of the world. That is not something I will do. That's something I proactively want to do. I want to see other romance movies from different genres, cultures, festivities, whatever. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of the review, I do have to let you know I do enjoy it wholeheartedly, and I did like it, although I do recognize there's a lot of different things from Hollywood that has done. Now, this movie has definitely opened the door for me for more movies from India. A couple of months ago in Thanksgiving, I saw my first international movie that I did on this channel was Hello Love Again. Now, that was from Philippines, which hit me emotionally because I'm half Filipino, so some of you is like, oh, that movie was real good. For this, something that I don't know anything about, I'm like, you know what? Just because I don't know it doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. And that's the thing I want to tell you. Just because I'm not in this culture doesn't mean I'm not going to like it. You know, who cares if I'm not like raised over there? I'm reviewing the movie that's released in the States. Anyway, let's get into the review. I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce some of these names right in terms of the actors. Bear with me. So we have the male actor boyfriend. His name is Junaid Khan. Junaid Khan. I'm sorry if I'm not saying his name right. I really do apologize. So basically, he's dating the perfect, beautiful girlfriend that you've seen in the trailers. And yes, she is definitely perfect, beautiful, and gorgeous. Until the father of the girlfriend finds out because he starts calling. He's like, hey, I feel like you guys have something going on. So he's like, invite him over because I need to talk to him. So when he comes over, he's like, hey, like my daughter's going to get married to a suitable partner that I've chosen next week. Whether she marries you or her, it's up to the decision of you guys swapping phones. Which opened my eyes, and I'm going to ask you guys, if you guys are watching this channel and you're from India or you're living in the States or whatever you're part of the world, please let me know because growing up, I heard rumblings and rumors that parts of the world have like arranged marriages, right? Although it does showcase this in this film, I feel like, this is just me, the father was open to her daughter marrying this guy because she actually really liked him. But he's like, you know what? If she likes you, I'm not gonna arrange this marriage because she actually like likes you, loves you, wants to be with you. But you guys do have to swap the phones. And if you guys can pass this test, then yeah, she can be with you. But tell me in the comments below, do you guys still have arranged marriages in part of the world? I have heard things like that, although the friends that I've talked to from India says that in urban areas, they're more open to like marriages, that you can marriage whoever you want in terms of love or arranged marriages, because I'm here in Chicago, Illinois, in the States, and the thought of arranged marriages to me would be a little bit scary because what if the girl doesn't like anime? Like, I'm being very honest, like what if she doesn't like anime? What if she doesn't like house music? That's just one thing that I think about, you know, like if she doesn't like anime, if she doesn't like house music, that would be hard, you know? It would just be difficult, you know? So just let me know in the comments below, how would that be? The perfect, beautiful girlfriend that is in the movie, and yes, I'll say it again, she's definitely gorgeous, perfect, and beautiful, is played by Khushi Kapoor or Kapoor. Kuishi Kapoor, like I told you before, I'm sorry if I'm not saying her name right. She lives with a father that is the guy in the trailers that you see, hey, you guys gotta swap phones. And let me be the first to tell you, I have an open type in terms of like being a girlfriend or wanting a girlfriend. This girl that I see in the trailers, that I see in the movie, is downright gorgeous and perfect. And like, I'm like, dude, you're not a girl that I would just date. You're a girl that I would actually like potentially want to marry. And I'm being very serious. Like, God is my witness. Like, God, if you give me a girl from India that maybe likes anime, likes house music, or doesn't even like that, but we vibe together, then yeah, I would definitely, I guess it's what they call it, out of racial marriages or something, because two different racials are coming together. So I would love that. Like, God, please help me, because I want that. I would like to, try a different world perspective. But just letting you know, I would date someone like this. I would let her know marry like this. So she's cool. So anyway, she's like, yeah, father, like he'll come over, and she's telling him before even meeting the guy, hey, you gotta be a senior developer. You gotta tell this. You gotta have mints. You gotta brush your shoes. You gotta have like one button open. I'm like, dude, girl, you know your father well and well. You're setting this guy up to the best of his success. There's one scene before they start meeting. She's like, you have to smile at his jokes. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. I'm like, dude, that is beautiful. She's like, no, you gotta do this, this, and this. And the guy's like, all laid back. He's like, I don't know about this. And I'm like, dude, that is so relatable, because I've had situations with the girlfriend would tell me, hey, like, and this is Mexican, by the way. She's like, my father likes this. Like, you gotta be like on point. I'm like, yes, I get it. Let's just call her Chloe. I get it, Chloe. And she's telling me on the phone, like, you're gonna meet my parents tomorrow. You better show up. Like, we have to be at the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, that's so relatable. As a guy, dude, of course I can relate that. One thing that I did like that this movie really centers on is the phone swapping. I don't think I've ever seen that in other movies. Yes, probably like for a minute or 2 minutes, a girlfriend and boyfriend are in like the shows or in like Riverdale. They're like, let me look at your phone. But that's only for like a little scene. This is for the entirety of the movie. And they have it for a couple of days too. And both of them are going through each other's texts, their emails, they're deleting messages. Who are you talking to? Who's this guy? Who's this girl? Who's this photo? What about these voice messages? And it goes into the realm of gray areas, like their boyfriend and girlfriend, right? But what's considered cheating? What's considered crossing the line? What is considered acceptable? Because you're being shady if you are deleting texts. It's so cool, because I'm not saying your phone is everything about you, but if you're talking to other people, if you're on dating apps, if you're liking other girls' photos on Instagram, like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be having a boyfriend and girlfriend that you're potentially gonna marry. That's why the father was like, no, like girlfriend, like boyfriend, it doesn't matter. And the guy's trying to be like, can I go to the bathroom? And he's like, nope, sit down, give me your phone. And theater laughed, right? And the girl does it too. The girl's not even, I'm not saying it's just the guy, the girlfriend, the father is like, give me your phone, honey. She's like, I need to go get some snacks. He's like, give me your phone first. And she sits down and he gives her phone. And he's like, you don't have to go get snacks. She's like, no. And it was so funny. My theater and even me, we were dying of laughing, because both of them were trying to be like, yeah, we're not getting out of this. But in the scenes, you see the guy going through the girl's phone. Hey, who's this guy? Who's this girl? Who are you talking to? Are you literally hanging out with somebody? If I had a girlfriend and she hangs out with another dude lying to me and it's just them, that's a weird situation. That's really weird. I don't know if it's, I mean, even now in like the States, it's like, I don't know, dude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, that's a whole different gray area. But the girlfriend, she's not only goody two shoes as well. She's doing things and she talking to other dudes. So it's both of them. Both of them have some shady situations. There's a line, and I'm paraphrasing here, in the movie where she says something along the lines of this. She says, I know we both crossed the line, and I know we did some bad things, but what you did was unforgivable. And that's kind of so true, because both of them did cross the line at some points. I mean, you're gonna see the movie, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But one thing that I really liked the message was, in the beginning, the father was like, it's better to repair a phone than get a new one. And I feel like that comes back in a circle, because the mother of the guy, she says something like, you can replace your phone every 2 years. But a relationship like this is worth keeping on and cannot be replaced so easily. And dude, like, I had like one tear coming down like halfway when I was saying that. I was like, oh my god, that is so true. Yeah, people replace their phones, but can you repair a relationship or replace it like you did here? No, dude. Yeah, sometimes you do cross the line, but it's better to be honest, and sometimes even forgiving of your partner, because they're not married yet, and they're both young. They're both in like their mid-20s. Mid-20s? Are you serious? People are still partying. They're still drinking. Yes, this is from India, but the way the movie is portrayed, they still hang out. I mean, his sister is having a marriage while this is going on. One thing that I absolutely loved is the music and the soundtrack and score. Did you know there's a dance music in the movie in like 3 minutes of the beginning? Like, not in the beginning, but like after the 15-minute mark, there's like a dance number. I was like, dude, hell yeah. And I think one of the songs that I really loved, and it's banked on the trailers, it's called, I think it goes something like L-O-V-E Yapa ah. And I love that. I love the song. It's in my playlist in my phone. I'm like, dude, the dancing, the singing. I'm like, dude, this was overall good, because it never gives up the tone of being like still comedic at times, but also downright getting get into some emotional moments in terms of like crying, in terms of what's going on with like the situation that these characters are put in terms of potentially cheating, potentially talking to someone else. It also makes you feel giddy at times, but also remorseful for the situations they're put in. Not to mention the amazing dresses and suits that these characters have. Yes, they might not be with me that I've seen normally, but the girl, when she has her yellow dress, I'm like, dude, that's beautiful. You can wear that. I can wear my like gray suits and we can still be together. Like, that's awesome. The fact that they have their music, the culture ingrained in here that I really don't know anything about, but I did like seeing it. I'm like, yeah, you guys look good. You guys feel good. The music's on point. It's danceable. It's dancing. You know, I feel giddy. So yeah, it's pretty good. Now let's talk about some of the negatives, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just giving you criticism here in terms of the movie. One thing that the movie made me question or made me feel jarring or just brave is the overuse of special effects. Now, what does that mean? Yes, the movie's based on phones, right? It's technology based. I feel like the first time I saw it, and I saw it twice. The second time, the guy at the theater, he's talking to me in the language. I'm like, sorry, sir, I don't know the language. I just like the romance. And he starts laughing, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. But even though sometimes they could be reliant on the use of special effects in terms of emojis, designs, neon, which does fit some of the narrative structure. But I feel like the first time I saw it, and I'll give you a specific scene. The girlfriend gets mad because she goes through the guy's phone for a particular subject, which I'm not going to ruin it to you. Instead of being mad, she does get mad. And you do see that in her facial features. I wish they would have been more in depth in that, because one thing that I did find was very brave and interesting was smoke starts coming out. Like, and I was like, wow, I have not seen that since the cartoon era. And I think that's the first time I've seen something like that in terms of like a human movie. And I'm looking at the theater and I remember this. I cannot I'm not being like mean to you guys. I'm just looking at the theater, right? I'm watching that. I'm like, wow, that's very interesting and brave that Bollywood decided to do that. Now, this is the first time I'm seeing a movie from Bollywood, so I don't know how common that is. But I'm just like, wow, I don't know how other people would react seeing that, especially the first time in a Bollywood movie. And theaters are just like, I mean, they might not care, but to me, I was just like, wow, that's very brave and interesting that they did that. Because the girl gets mad and yeah, you see the smoke, but I'm just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And to me, it's like, it opened my eyes because it's like, wow, just different techniques for filmmakers. One of the things that I didn't really like, and this is a personal thing, is some of the decisions each character makes. I get it. And mostly relationships, the movies that I even reviewed, the After series, the 50 Shades of Grey series, guess who really messes up? The guy. It doesn't matter if you're from India, from Philippines, from Mexico, United States. I think we can all agree in most of the romance movies, the guy messes up. The guy has the most heartful thing. I mean, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, but it's literally the truth. The guy messes up. The guy has the worst past. Now, this is not all the case for all movies, but for the most of the movies I've seen, for the romance movies that I've seen or that I've read, in 50 Shades, yeah, Christian Grey, he's messed up, And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because I'm rereading the series again for Valentine's Day. He messes up, He's like, oh, I can't believe that the After series with Tessa and Hardin. Guess who messes up? Hardin. Hardin is the guy who messes up. Even the Filipino movie that I saw, Hello Love Again. Guess who messes up? Ethan. It's like, bro, like, I don't mind, but I'm just letting you know, some of the things that the guy does. I'm just like, wow, dude, those are very, exactly as she would say, unforgivable. Having that Lover 21's account when you're in college. Yeah, some questionable, notable things that some people might find is jarring. At the end of the day, look, this is my first Bollywood movie that I saw in theaters and also reviewing on this YouTube review channel. Yes, I did overall like it, although I did understand some of the criticism it could have, like such as being way too predictable. I also think the ending was a little bit rushed. After the resolution, it's like, here's the ending, just like that. And I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful. I just saw that, and I saw this movie twice. I was just like, all right, after the resolution, after the climax or resolution happened, it's like, here's the ending, let's fast forward. I'm like, that's some questionable things, but I'm looking forward to reviewing for other people's feel. But at the end of the day, even as someone that doesn't know the language, doesn't know the culture, I am way more excited to see more movies from India or from other parts of the world, because let's be honest, Hollywood is in a little bit of drought right now. Love you, Hollywood. I love you guys, but to me, I think theaters, especially movies that are from other countries of the world, are very competing at a high level right now. They're doing different things. They're using special effects. They're using more emotional anchors in terms of the characters being more relatable. So remember, I think it was a year ago, Godzilla -1, that movie from Japan that has a relatable human story. Like, I'm telling you guys, other countries of the world are getting up in there in terms of movies and romance and relationships. I hope in this movie review at no point I was being very disrespectful, because that's not my intent. I really did like the movie, and I saw it twice, and I'm trying to go see it the third time again this weekend. At the end of the day, I'm going to give this a B-, and if you made it this far, please consider hitting subscribe and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care, bye!